Hey everyone, and welcome back to Chawk-N-Talk as we continue our journey to prepare our hearts for Christmas. I'm the Chicken Hawk, and today we're going to be taking a short look at one of the season's biggest celebrities. You guessed it, good old Saint Nick. As you could probably guess, Saint Nick isn't part of the true Christmas story, but we do see him all over the place during this time of year. In fact, we have created all different versions of him to suit our needs. He seems to really be a stand in for a type of motivator to make children behave. So, who was St. Nicholas and how does he fit into the Christian narrative? More so, how do we need to navigate the confusing waters of teaching our children how to believe when it comes to Christmas? Now, I'm not sure I'm able to answer all of these questions, but we do need to at least consider how to move past Santa Claus and on to Christ. You know, as far as I can tell, St. Nicholas was a real person who had a real life. In fact, he lived in what we call Turkey, but he did so in the late 3rd century. You know, stories have it that he was very wealthy from an inheritance, and due to his devout Christian upbringing, he literally gave his wealth to the poor. The stories say that sometimes he would throw the money into the windows of children and it would land near or in the socks that were being dried by the fireplace. His devout nature also led him to be a defender of theology of the Christian faith and would fight against heresies and mockers. So I think it's pretty easy to see why his legend has evolved in what we know of as Santa Claus today. First things first, we do need to recognize that St. Nicholas, or Santa Claus, is not the star of Christmas. Based on the small amount that I found out about the guy, it'd actually probably be pretty disgusted that he is being used to replace Jesus. Now, don't get mad at me for saying it like that, but isn't it true that the American society has replaced the wonderful gift and message of Jesus with material things? Again, not that those things in and of themselves are bad or are wrong, but God specifically warned us about putting idols before him. Santa Claus can be one of those idols. I know. You might be thinking that Santa isn't your idol, but just take a moment to consider how we treat the idea of Santa Claus in our Christmas. Now, there are things that we can do. We can show the example of St. Nicholas in Christmas by giving gifts to each other. We can also give to the less fortunate, and we can stand up for what we believe and be a defender of the faith. We can teach our children that there was a real person named St. Nicholas that lived in Turkey and gave money and gifts to people who didn't have very much. What we don't need to do is to shame anyone for their beliefs in Santa Claus. But we also don't need to shield our kids from this idea. What we do need to do is let our kids know what the truth is. So here is the challenge for today. How do we honor St. Nicholas's selfless ideals this Christmas season? Are we giving to the underprivileged this year, or does all of our giving stay within our family unit or ourselves? And is Jesus the real star of Christmas for you? These are just some things to think about as you're preparing your heart to truly worship Jesus this season. Are you getting prepared for Christmas? You know what? Thank you for joining me today. I really do appreciate you being here so much, and I really do hope to see you tomorrow. Blessings to you, and this is the Chicken Hawk, and I'm signing off.